YouTube, we are live as promised. I am with Nicole Z because I cannot say her last name. Nicole's picture is not on camera because she is still in the office. She is working, but her voice is here, guys. And she can talk to you. You can ask your questions, but I got some rules. So my Nicole laughing at y'all. So I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to come on in. The first thing I want to say is we are not on here. Well, she is because I'm not an insurance agent. We already got 7 people on here, Nicole. Look at this. They just waiting on you, girl. They waiting.
Oh,
so these are the rules, guys. Rules. She is not here to give a quote, okay? Because that depends on people's MVR report. Correct, Nicole?
That is correct.
All right, she's typing in the background, guys. Look, that depends on your MVR report, your driving record. We are here to inform you guys about insurances in different states, what the FMCSA requires to start a trucking business. It's not just about box trucks. She also does semi stuff, but I don't want to talk about semi stuff. This is the box truck channel. Also, she is going to be discussing Amazon requirements and really kind of breaking that down. And she'll try to get to as many questions as possible, guys. I am going to limit 1 question per person. So if the famous Antonio comes on here and try to ask 20,000 questions, Antonio, you know who you are. 1 question per person, please, because I know a lot of people want to ask her questions about the insurance part. This is the part, guys, when you're building your business and you get discouraged. You want to quit. You think about all the other things you can do with your money other than putting it down on insurance for your business. So this is really the hump of where people either want to be like, you know what, I can't do this. So we are here to encourage you. She's here to give you a little bit of peace of mind of what you can do in different ways you can go about it. And also we're here to talk about how Nicole can also formulate your business as well. That's part of a business that she does and a service that she offers for people that want their LLC EIN built. She does the authority as well, because I be telling y'all, I ain't got time to do it. So we just want to jump right into it because we don't got a whole lot of time because them kids want me to take them to the trampoline park today. So we got 45 minutes, guys. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna introduce Nicole and let her give y'all a little intro and kind of let her go over a couple of things that she wanted to discuss with you. All right, Nicole, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I am with Integrity Insurance Underwriters. I just wanted to give a shout out to Fatima, everybody in your following, everybody that has contacted me. They've all been like just super, super nice people from all over the country. And I've been able to help a lot of people. So I'm excited to, basically answer any questions, kind of set a peace of mind and maybe educate you guys a little bit more on the insurance aspect of things and how it really works and what the FMCSA needs, what Amazon needs, and what can be done in different states. Every state is different, and even within your state, each city is different. So any questions that you have, I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so I already put my little rules in. I put she will not be giving quotes. 1 question per person, please, because you can't give quotes because it depends on your driving record. A lot of people ask me, oh, Fatima, what did you put down? What did you put down? I mean, I've said certain things about what I put down, but it's really irrelevant because my driving record is different than anybody else's. And then if you have a driver, you're also putting your driver on that insurance too. So it really varies. It just varies. So
yeah,
go ahead.
as far as the quoting process goes, so a lot of people would like to compare. They say, well, I have somebody that I know that's paying this much. Why am I paying this much? Quotes are based off of more than just driving records, and it could be your personal credit, your zip code. People that are in Charlotte are going to pay way more than people that are in Asheville. So if you're in a major city, you're going to have those higher rates. The size of the truck, the weight of the truck. So there's just so many variables that it's hard to pinpoint exactly why everybody has a certain price.
Well said, well said. A lot of people are asking me, Fatima, what do you suggest? Should I rent? Should I buy? Should I lease? Should I finance? And when it comes to the insurance, would you say all those lanes are different? Like me, I did the rental route. Yes, you did my policy, but for comp and collision, I went through enterprise, remember?
Correct.
So, right. So, because the comp and collision policies outside of the rental company was sky high, remember? We was like $10,000. What? We was like, man, they gotta get. So we came up with like asking enterprise, like, wait a minute, if I rented a car from them, wouldn't they offer me that, or I would use my own? So we ended up really being, we got luck. I got lucky with that because I was about to give up at that point as well when I thought that we had to do a separate policy for comp and collision for the rental route, guys. Again, for the rental route. Now, I want you to explain to them, Nicole, if they were to finance their truck or buy their truck, what type of insurances would they be required to have?
So first and foremost, everybody is of course going to have $1 million of liability. It's only 750,000 that the FMCSA requires to activate your authority. However, you go active, you're going to need that million immediately because nobody will give you work without it. So most times I just say, let's go ahead and just start with 1 million, but I don't add all of the other stuff. Now, as far as the comprehensive and the collision, it really depends. If you are financing it, you are going to need comprehensive and collision, which is also known as physical damage for that truck, because nobody is going to lend you money to buy a truck that isn't fully covered. So we would have to add it to the policy. If you go the rental route, a lot of times, most of the people that I'm getting are going the rental route. So usually what I do is I quote it to add the comprehensive and collision, and then I tell them, hey guys, ask Enterprise or ask Pensy how much they're charging you for the comp and collision portion, because sometimes it may be cheaper to go with Enterprise instead of doing it with the insurance, and sometimes it's vice versa. So we kind of just try to figure out, it really just depends. I quote it with and without, and then it's up to you guys to, ask the rental companies, okay, what are their rates? And then we pick whichever one is going to be most cost effective.
Awesome. I hope, so let's go over, Hannah's already asking. Hey, Hannah, she's asking, do you write policies in Florida and Texas? So did you want to go over the states that you write for again, even though I put it in my last live and I told everybody, so let's just go ahead and give them the states again. It's 17, right?
I'm not sure. I think it might be 15, but yes, I do write policies in Florida and in Texas and in Mississippi. I just saw that one coming in. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna start from the beginning. So it's going to be Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Tennessee, Maryland, Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, and
All
Michigan.
right, guys. Okay, and Michigan too. All right, I
Yes.
just put them in as you were saying it. So again, guys, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Tennessee, Maryland, Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Michigan. So if you're not in those states, don't call Nicole. Devin, how you doing, Devin?
Yeah, I will be. I do have plans on opening up California, Arizona, and Indiana. I'm sorry, Illinois,
Okay.
and possibly Pennsylvania, but I'll let you guys know and update you.
Okay, so she said possibly Pennsylvania, guys. Lord knows Pennsylvania needs you. I know a guy that got a box truck business up in Pennsylvania, and I think he's right around $1,100-$1,200 a month. And some people think that's not too steep because of what they've heard from these insurances. But a lot of people are telling me, Nicole, that Progressive was not that expensive maybe a year or two ago. But now, what you think happened there with Progressive? Not talking about
Progressive, yeah, Progressive. Well, I actually did speak to some of the corporate people in Progressive that are actually out of Cleveland, Ohio, and
Nicole, you got cut out. You there?
can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so I did talk to Progressive in corporate and said, hey, I'm getting some of these quotes. Some of them are really ridiculous. And basically, it's when this happens, it's because they've had a lot of losses and
Right.
they've lost a lot of money. So they're trying to recoup. And this goes with every insurance company out there. And that's why a lot of times you'll see, like, even with personal auto, it goes back and forth. Like 1 year, Geico has really great rates. And then all of a sudden you renew it and it's gone up. And then you go to Progressive and then they have really good rates. So it's always like a seesaw back and forth. Now, Progressive isn't always necessarily expensive. The biggest rating factor that I see with Progressive is personal credit. If you have somebody who has really good credit and they're not, like, even if they're in a major city, they're going to get a really good rate versus somebody who doesn't have strong credit. So that is a major factor, because I've seen situations where you can quote the same exact company, same city, everything is the same. One person's credit is better than the other, and I've seen a quote at 25,000, and then all of a sudden it's 9,000, and it's all based on credit,
Wow.
not driving
With that,
records, not anything.
with that said, since we're in the credit lane, come on, Fatima, your girl, Next Level Credit Solutions. If your credit starts with a 5 or a 6 or a 4, call me. That is my first
Yeah.
business. I run a credit solutions business, guys. And if that's affecting you getting a better rate for, let's say, if you're going with Progressive, give me a call. We can do a free consultation for the credit. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, look,
yeah. I
Josh
mean,
said,
it is a huge factor. Now, not every insurance company goes based off of credit, but Progressive does. And in North Carolina is just a different state for me. The companies that I have access to in North Carolina, I pretty much in North Carolina I can do just about anything, just because it's a very easy state. In other states, it's harder. So most of the time, if you guys are going to go the rental route, I do have access to Berkshire Hathaway. I have access to Nico. I have access to a lot of companies, but I always go with the Progressive route, because they're just easier to work with. They understand that you guys are renting. They know that you're possibly going to be switching out this truck, because you really don't know what truck you're going to get until you actually walk into the rental truck company. And they're
right.
okay with it as long as we make sure that we update them and let them know. Where other companies like Berkshire Hathaway, if we switch those vehicles out, they'll cancel the policy.
Right. Now repeat that
So
again.
if
So
you're
they
actually
understand that. Yeah.
thinking, so, for example, let's just say you have a truck reserved in Enterprise, but you're not going to pick it up until your authority is active. So let's say you're calling me, hey Nicole, I want to get my filings out and I want to activate my insurance. This is the truck that I have reserved, but I'm not going to be picking it up until my authority is active. Okay, no problem. This is your reserved truck, and we write the policy, we send the filings in, and now it's 3 weeks later and your authority is active, and you walk into Enterprise or Penske and they don't have that truck available anymore, and they give you a different truck. When you call to switch that truck out, because you switched it out within the first 30 days, they're going to cancel the policy, and there's no going back from that. We can't unmend it. We can't fix that. It's done. So I don't really I don't really feel the need to write policies like that, and then just when you guys are getting active, you're looking at pending cancellations. You have down payments that you have to put on the insurance policies. It'll take a while for you to get them back. You might not even get the whole thing back. So I just prefer to go with Progressive when it comes to any other state other than North Carolina, just because, like I said, in North Carolina, there's a lot of insurance companies there, and it's just a very easy state to write in. So I have more
And
options
see,
there.
I know I got lucky with that one. Oh man, I'm so
Yes.
lucky about that. But we're gonna take some questions now because time flies when you're having fun, guys. So does anybody have a direct question for Nicole in reference to any insurance dilemmas or confusion as far as what you need as far as starting your trucking business, I should say, not just box trucks, because the woman writes for everything. And she also And she helps you build your, okay, can we get the contact info for Nicole? Yes, Nicole, put that down in the chat if you're able to do that.
Okay.
Mark Murray said, I heard insurance rates are changing on June 19th. Your credit score will not matter. Well, that's great, Mark, if that happens, right? That'd be great. Cecile, I'm gonna put that down at the bottom, for you to reach out to me for the, credit consult.
Fatima, you're gonna have to help me out with this contact information. I've never done this before, so I'm trying to get in the chat and I can't.
Oh, it's not letting you? Okay, I'll put it in there. Tell me on what number or what you want me to, you want them to reach you at the email?
It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be 561-332-7400.
One thing I want you to be specific about, Nicole, is at what point should someone give you a call in reference to a quote? Should it be day 14, day 15, during that 21-day vetting period for the authority? What is the perfect time frame for someone to call you where it's worth your time and their time?
Well, what I have been doing for a lot of new ventures that have been coming is, for example, people get their authority on June 1st, let's say, and they call me the very next day, or they don't even have a DOT number. Without a DOT number, I mean, I can do the quotes, but I have to put people that don't have a DOT number in the back seat because there's so many other people that are literally just waiting for those filings to go out. So they need it quicker. So if you applied for your authority on June 1st, you can call me, we can do a quote. And usually what I do is I get the quote on June 2nd and I say, okay, we're going to take this policy now, but we're going to set it with a future effective date of 21 business days out from the 1st, from the day you got your DOT number and MC number. So all of these policies I bind are three to 4 weeks out. But the cool thing is that you buy it on June 1st, the same day you got your DOT and your MC number, your federal filings go out immediately, but it just has a future effective date. So now the FMCSA has your BOC free, your insurance on file, and they're like, cool, this person is ready. As soon as their 21 days are up, we activate them. But we only do the liability portion at this point. I'm not doing cargo. We're not doing physical damage for a truck you haven't even picked up yet. It's just the liability. Then you go active on the 26th. The same day you go active, we go ahead and we add the cargo insurance and the general liability, and we sign up for Amazon Relay. Amazon Relay says 2 to 4 business days, but lately I've been seeing that it's been closer to a week to get approved. Once you're approved, then you go pick up your truck and we switch them out.
Yeah, I was telling them.
January. So really, they can call whenever, as long as they're ready to go. You know, I always make sure that I set it in advance because, of course, I don't want anybody paying insurance for 3 weeks and they don't have a truck, they don't have an authority.
Right,
so,
right. That's what I try to explain to people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't rush it. The truck is the last thing you're going to get anyway.
Yes, exactly. Unless you're financing it, you've had something going on or whatever to purchase a truck. So the truck is going to be the last stop. So once we've bound the policy on the 1st of June, we make it effective on the 26th, and let's say you go active, your first monthly payment isn't going to be due on July 1st because you bought it on June 1st. It's going to be the 26th of July, 30 days from when it started, not from when you bought it.
Right. That's right. So that's these are the important things that people need to know and to be walked through. And I've been getting great feedback from people that have gotten in touch with you and you've written policies for them. A Plus Auto said, Nicole helped me on my insurance. It was easy and I got a great quote. Thanks. You are so welcome. So we just want what we want people to know is the support is here. I always say that, and that there are people like for Nicole to take the time to come and speak with you guys and kind of like explain it to you. You know, the average agent just does not do that. God just be surrounding me with just divine people, the people that are truly for the people. And it's not just about the money. I just don't want anybody calling you, wasting your time. So please call her during the process where it's time to pull the trigger on the insurance and get the quote, because there are a lot of people reaching out to her. Nicole, somebody said how to get approved for Amazon. Do you want to run through
So
that?
the Amazon, yep. And to answer Mark Murray, I'm not aware of any changes going on the 9th. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
How to
that's
get
what I was
approved for
saying.
Amazon. So yep. Amazon requirements are $1 million of auto liability, $100,000 for cargo, and $2 million of general liability. A lot of times you go in there and you'll see workers' comp and employee liability. That's actually not a requirement, but it's just there. So guys, don't worry about that. Those are the only three that you need. And the deal is that even if you're doing Amazon, or like, let's just say you're not doing Amazon, you want to do other loading boards because you look at all of these requirements and you think, oh my gosh, this is a lot. The only extra thing that Amazon requires that other people don't is the general liability, and it's very inexpensive. It ranges at anywhere between $480 to $800 maximum a year. So that's really not, Amazon isn't really asking you for a lot more than anybody else would. Also, I do write for semi trucks. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
For TC Williams, and any of the credit that's pulled, it's always a soft inquiry. It is not a hard pull on credit. So whenever I run quotes, I don't ask. I just get your tax ID number, just because I need it in order for me to run driving records. But I don't need your social security number. They basically just do it based off of your name and your address, and they do a soft inquiry on that.
You see the question by
How long does it
what's it?
take? Yep.
Yeah.
How long does it take for authority? I got my insurance a month after my authority.
Yeah, I think you got
Okay.
90 days, right, before you got to do it all over
So
again.
Okay, so your authority, like if your authority shouldn't take more than a week to get active once you have that insurance in, as long as you are outside the 21-day vetting process. Okay,
Mhm.
so after the 21 days, as soon as you get the insurance in the BOC3, you should be active within 3 days. It doesn't take
Okay.
that long. So if you got your insurance a month after you got your authority, you should be active soon, like any day.
Right. I remember when me and you were doing mine. We did the insurance. I dropped my down payment, everything. He was like, I'm gonna do the filings. That'll take a couple of days. I remember every day I was going on, looking up my USDOT and my MC to see if I was active. And I was
Yes.
calling you, Nicole, I'm not active yet. You was like, give
Ev-
it a minute. It's coming.
yes. It takes a
And
minute.
then when I went back,
And
she walked me
eh,
through it, guys. I mean, she was
yes.
literally like, I'm walking y'all through it. She walked me through it. And I said, Nicole, is it time to pull the trigger to apply for Amazon? She was like, yes, go do it. And then I messed that up too. She had to walk me through that.
It's okay. I'm still walking everybody through it. Don't worry.
But you don't want to do that wrong. That Amazon is like, it's a real simple application. But if you do the insurance stuff wrong, it'll just
Well,
like hold you up.
yes, it will. It will delay the process. So basically, for everybody that I insure, and they're signing up for Amazon, I time it like literally today. 4 people got their authorities active, and they called me. I said, "Okay, perfect. Now we're going to add the cargo and the general liability." And I said, get to a computer and start creating your login for Amazon Relay, and I'm going to walk you through the insurance portion, because if you do put it in wrong and I
Oh
send
God.
proof of insurance to them, it's going to delay the process. So anybody that comes to me, I'm literally going to hold your hand and do everything step by step, so that it's done correctly, so it doesn't delay your process to be able to get on the road and make some money.
Right.
I see a question here from Polo Thomas that I didn't answer. He said, so you can't get your authority until you have a rental truck. No, that is not the case. You can get your
Oh
authority,
no.
get your MC number, get your DOT number. When you do need to have like a truck So VIN number. So usually most people will call Enterprise and Penske and say, hey, I want to, get this truck possibly in the next couple of weeks. Can I have a VIN number and reserve that truck, so to speak? And then that's what we would use. If the truck isn't available anymore by the time you get it, then we would switch it out.
Right. Again, guys, the truck is the last thing you do. Get the truck off your mind. Do the process first, and then the truck is last. Even if you're financing it, I'm hoping that you're not financing it too soon before you do your authority, because if you're financing it, you got to make that payment every month and you ain't made no money. So make sure the timing is right and don't rush the process. Do everything step by step. You got to have patience during this, or you're going to drive yourself crazy or drive your anxiety up. You're definitely going to drive your anxiety up trying to do the end before you take care of the middle. So get your mind off the truck for right now. Get your business in order first. Then you add the truck. The truck is the last thing. So make sure you got all your stuff done legally, properly, the right way. And then you worry about the truck. A lot of people focus on the truck first, and that's the thing you should focus on last. Mr. Charles said,
everything is a process. Getting activated with the FMCSA is a process. Amazon is a process, and even other loading boards. So, we have to, I do everything in steps. Like, okay, let's do the liability. Let's focus on the filings. Then we focus on your Amazon relay, and then, okay, let's start locking down this truck. So everything in its steps. Now, if people come to me and they don't have their DOT number or their MC number, like I said, I'm happy. I've done authorities for many people. We do offer that service here in our office, and we charge pretty inexpensive. Our office fee to do it for you is only $125.
Right,
yes.
and that's
so
for you to set their authority.
It'll
Right. Go ahead, I'm typing
and
as you're saying that.
to set up the authority. No problem. Set up the authority. Obviously, it's the $300 for the FMCSA, and then our office fee is $125. So that day, you're going to have to pay $425 to set it up. And then once your authority is set up, I don't do your BOC3 and your UCR right now. I don't want you to spend any more money until we start figuring out the insurance quotes and the portions. Once we have our quote, then I'll do your BOC3. And your UCR, I do it once you go active and you're ready to go, that your UCR goes. The BOC3 isn't more than $30, and the UCR is exactly $60 and change with tax.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So everything in steps, and then I've literally I've taken people who don't even have an LLC, and we've created the LLC. We create the authority. We do the insurance, the BOC3, the UCR. I send them links to loading boards that are not just Amazon. If you guys need a factoring company, I work with a great factoring company called TBS Factoring. So pretty much like anything that you guys need that's going to ensure that you guys are successful is what we're going to do. It doesn't help me to write a policy for somebody and then they're canceling in 2 months. So it's in my best interest to help you guys as much as I possibly can so that you do succeed. I've sent people information on rental companies, because everybody's having a hard time finding trucks. So I say, hey, there's other companies besides Enterprise. So I send them a list of that. People that are starting to consider to buy a truck because the rental route is getting very difficult. I know people that, I know companies that will finance for truckers. And I have contacts with these companies. So we're pretty much, I'm an insurance agent, but at this point, like in my professional career, like I consider myself a trucking specialist because I don't just know the insurance portion. I know it from the beginning to the very end. The only thing that I don't do is compliance. That's going to be on you guys to do your compliance and all of that. And so, yes, for Mr. Charles for the... Yes.
Look at that last question.
Yes, yes, I do. I write with many different companies.
Many,
So if somebody comes to, It's not just Progressive. I prefer Progressive when it's people that are going the rental route, because it's going to be the smoothest company to work with, because they're just a little easier to deal with. But if you guys are purchasing a truck, then I have a ton more that I would approach. And every company has different, like, they're different criteria. We have insurance companies that, yes, they'll write new ventures for truckers, but they only want to do it for semi trucks. They won't do box trucks. So, there's so many companies out there, but it just really depends on what you guys are doing to who I'm going to approach. What else?
That was a good.
For Mr.
That,
Charles, yes, I give.
yeah, he thinks you just
For
work with
Mr. Charles, yes,
Progressive.
Mr. Charles.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she works with everybody, not
No,
just
no,
Progressive.
it's not just Progressive. But I do, yeah, I do love Progressive, but no, they're not the only company that I have. But
Right.
they are awesome. And for Jose Charles, for I can still help you with your Amazon process. Yes, I can walk you through getting set up and putting in your information. Just feel free to email me a copy of your insurance certificate. If you want to give them my email, that'd be awesome, because I can't figure out how to type in this. But yes, if you send me over your certificate of insurance, I'll be more than happy to help you out and sign up for Amazon. And also, by the way, guys, if you guys have a policy with Progressive and you've already gotten your insurance, but you're not happy with your insurance agent, it's a really simple process for you guys to transfer your policy over to our agency. You just sign a piece of paper, I send it to Progressive, and then they release the policy to me. Nothing will change other than the fact that I'll be able to service it for you moving forward.
Right. So that means any changes, you're adding any trucks, you're taking away any trucks, you have a go-to person instead of a different customer service rep every time you call.
Right.
Right. And I always address you as my insurance agent because that's how it feels.
Yes, I'm your agent, Fatima.
That's right. Even though you work with these people, I don't care. You're my agent.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
when
your
I got,
agent.
it's the service. People don't understand that. It is the service. I love good service. So when I was like, what agent walks you through an Amazon application? And it just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, like I gotta tell people about her. And when I started telling people, when I told Nicole that I was telling people on my YouTube about her, she was like, oh my God, people are calling. So it was a
I
big
wasn't ready.
I know she wasn't ready, y'all. She wasn't ready. They were all over you. I didn't know just because I said something, people were gonna go like, jump all over it. But I couldn't help it. I was telling them about the experience, and I think a lot of people struggled right around that insurance part. So if they can get over that hump, everything else is smooth sailing. Look at that last.
Absolutely.
We're gonna take like maybe three more questions, guys, and we gotta hop off out of here because Nicole has to keep working, and I gotta take them kids to the trampoline park. So, God, they made me promise too. Mommy can't go back on a promise. Look what Little Greedy 15 said. Little Greedy, you need to change that name. Little Greedy 15.
I'm
He
not
said,
seeing it. Oh, little greedy.
yeah, he says, now you also do the LLC, the EIN, blah, blah, blah. Do you recommend any virtual address companies? I've recommended one like from
No.
USPS, but I always like for people to use a real address, but I know you can if you want to. But what do you think?
As far as like the virtual address, I don't really have any companies that I would recommend. I don't know of any, so I can't really say anything like that.
Mhm.
But also, just so you guys know, it's super, super important talking about addresses. So if you guys set up your authority, and on your authority you have an office, like a virtual address on your authority for both your physical and your mailing, it's important that you let us know whenever, if you don't come to me and you go to somebody else for a quote, it's important to let them know that that is not where you're going to be parking your truck. You need to be very specific and advise agents like, hey, this is where my truck is going to be garaged when it's not working. When it's parked, it'll be at my home. That's just my virtual office, or that's just my office address. Because Insurance companies will dig into it if there's a claim. That's super, super imperative that you're 100% honest as to where that truck is going to be garaged at all times, okay?
Right, right. That's a good statement too. I never really talk about that. I think like two people asked me like, Fatima, where you park your truck? But I actually have a real brick and mortar office. And the parking lot's pretty big, so my truck is actually right there, or it's in front of my home. Sometimes it's been in the front of the house too, and I don't care what the neighbors say. So it just
Right.
depends. But I
Yes,
think
and
I'm,
also I do want to throw something out there. It
go ahead.
just for some people that are like wanting to start the venture. It the states of Mississippi and Louisiana, if you're in any of those two states, insurance is going to be incredibly high, as well as anywhere in South Florida. Just Florida, Mississippi, and Louisiana. So really try to get some quotes before you start spending money on authorities and LLCs and all of that. Just kind of get a basic quote from somebody because those states are incredibly expensive. I mean, I've seen quotes coming in for a box truck for $30,000 a year. That's not even including the cargo, the comp and collision,
Wow.
nothing.
So
That's
what
just the
are those three?
liability.
What
And
are those three states again?
me personally, yeah, I'm not gonna sell that policy.
And you said South Florida?
Texas is a good state. Yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
didn't
South
say Texas
Florida,
is
Mississippi,
official. She only said
Louisiana. Those are really
Mississippi,
tough states.
Louisiana, South Florida. Yeah, she didn't say Texas, only those three.
Yeah,
Mississippi,
those.
Louisiana, South Florida. Texas is fine.
Yes,
Yep.
Texas
Wow,
is
that's
fine.
a lot of people that call me from Florida, they get discouraged during the insurance process because it's so high. Why do you, just your general opinion, why do you think it's so high for Florida?
I can tell you exactly why it's high. It's because there's a lot of fraud and there's a lot of claims. That is
Oh,
why.
wow. That's why.
So yeah, so people here, like you get in an accident with somebody and they want to sue you. Apparently they can't walk anymore, it's all this. And then it's just a lot of claims in Florida
Wow.
and South
That's
Florida in
why.
general. Like if you're in Miami and you want to start a trucking company, I'm just telling you right now that it's not what I recommend because the insurance is just so expensive. It's not affordable. I had somebody who recently came to me and he already had a progressive policy and he actually has a semi truck. And he's not even in South Florida, he's on the West Coast. And the agent that wrote the policy wasn't a trucking like a trucking specialist. And so when he bought the policy, it was about 20,000. But then that's the thing, guys, when you get quotes from that, if you get a progressive quote and it comes in really low and then you come to me and you say, why is just yours more? I'm not saying that I'm better. I'm very thorough and I run reports and I do things to the best of my ability. So a lot of times, like this agent, she didn't even write the policy correctly. She had him at 100-mile radius. A semi
Oh,
truck
that's
is not allowed to
why.
only stay within 100 miles, you know?
Right. So that
So,
was an error.
and it
Yeah.
was just, it was a bunch of other stuff that was done that wasn't exactly.
Oh, we lost you, Nicole. Did your phone go out? Did your phone go out, Nicole? We lost her for a minute, guys. She'll be back.
Can you
Oh,
hear
she's
me?
back. Yeah, she's back. So we
Sorry.
lost her.
So yeah, so this poor guy went from 20,000 to 49,000 for one truck a year. Like,
Wow.
and then that's the thing, like at that point, it doesn't become worth it. You're not going to make the money. You're not,
Right. Right.
So I just, yeah, insurance for North Carolina is pretty inexpensive. North Carolina is probably the cheapest state for insurance in the country, that and North Dakota. These two states have a very like unique setup that's a little bit complicated. I won't get too much into it, but they're incredible rates. And again, in North Carolina, it's really going to depend on where you're located. Like Charlotte will be the most expensive city when it comes to insurance because it's the biggest city.
Right.
So if you're in a small town, it's going to be less than if you are in a big city like that. But North Carolina, I can do that all day long. It's super easy. It's very inexpensive. Um,
Patrice, we're not giving quotes, Patrice. It depends on your NVR, your driving record. Patrice, go up there and read my rules, girl. Read my rules. We are not giving
Yes.
quotes. We can't. It's impossible. We can't give quotes.
Yes.
She just really
No.
told you North Carolina is a great state and they give very good rates. So just contact her and get with her and give her some information, and she can get you a quote off of the live.
Yes.
You can't give
And
quotes
guys,
on
when you
that.
call me for a quote, like really try to have a vehicle for me. Like it's I can't quote unless you have at least a VIN number,
Right.
because each truck weighs it's a different weight, so I can't just put in box truck. I mean, I can and kind of get a rough estimate, but as soon as I
Right.
actually put the correct VIN number in there, it could possibly change. So try to have
Right.
a truck reserved.
Because what I did was a friend of mine just gave me a VIN number because he has a box truck business, and I pretty much just borrowed one. And then for
Yeah.
quote purposes, and then we switched it over when I got the actual rental truck
Right.
last. Right. So try to get a VIN number from
Correct.
somebody, guys. Right. Try to get a VIN number from somebody.
Yes,
Um,
for quote purposes, yes.
yeah, for quote purposes, not to really run their truck. Okay, so Mark Murray's question is the last question. It's official. Nicole's information is, you got to scroll up in the chat. Her information is there if you want to schedule something for her for a quote. He said older trucks cheaper than
Yes.
newer trucks, right? Or it don't matter. You saw that
No,
one,
it
Nicole?
doesn't. It's honestly, it can go either way. It doesn't,
Right.
you never know. It can always go either way. And as
Mhm.
far as me recommending anybody in other states that I'm not licensed in, I'm always going to plug in Progressive, just because I know that if you call them, they have trucking specialists. And if you go directly to Progressive, there's not going to be any errors, as opposed to possibly if you go to a local agent that really only does auto insurance and then tries to write
Right.
a trucking policy. There could be a lot of mistakes that have been made. So I recommend just going straight to, Progressive or Berkshire Hathaway and getting a quote directly from the companies.
Right. Um, okay, so that was Mark's question, and then you answered this official's question for older, cheaper, newer, doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, Patrice said, yeah, I figured you just joined, Patrice. That's okay, girl. That is okay. Nicole's information is up above, and I will also put it in the description of this video so you guys can reach out to her um, to get that. Thank you, Devin. We always try to give good information. I mean, guys, we could stay on here for another hour, but we just cannot do it because Nicole has to go, and it's Friday, y'all. And them kids want me to take them to the trampoline park for the third
Yeah,
time.
I'm ignoring a lot of calls from you guys right now, so people are gonna get mad. They're gonna
Y'all,
tell me
right,
get up.
right. Y'all should feel so special, but I had to get her on here and she agreed because her heart is always to help people and to help you guys through this process. So any other questions you guys have, leave it in the chat, leave it in the comments, and reach out to Nicole. And she will definitely help you guys as best she can. I'm gonna stay on for about 3 more minutes. Okay, it's official. I'll post her information again. Let me find it. If you scroll up in the chat, I stuck it in there somewhere. Okay, here it is. Her number directly, 561-332. Please do not reach out to Nicole if you have not got your LLC EIN, unless you want her to do all of that for you, because she will formulate your business as well. And she will help you get your authority. Now, if you have your authority already, hold on. Nicole's back in the
Hey,
train.
I'm back. Yep, sorry about that.
I saw it. I just kept running my mouth. But I was telling them at what point to call you. If they don't have the business formulated, you do that. And if they have the authority, make sure they give you a call probably midway through that 21-day process so we can start getting some quotes and stuff.
Yes. So right now, as far as creating LLCs and corporations, I am currently only doing them in the state of Florida and in the state of North Carolina.
Okay.
So if you're not in North Carolina and you're not in Florida, at least have your corporation set up. and then I can do anybody's DOT number and MC number, and then we'll do the insurance, BOC3, and all of that stuff.
Okay, so North Carolina and Florida, you are creating the businesses.
Correct. The corporations will be set up, yes. And then any state, even if I am not licensed in your state for the insurance, I can still do your authorities for you. So if you're in Washington and you want your authority, you know, I can absolutely do it for you.
Right. She can do your authority, guys, but she can't write you a policy. Also in the chat, you'll see the states that she only is licensed to write for. So please be in those states if you contact her. Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, it looks like we're all good right here, but guys, please thank Nicole for coming on. I need to see some chats. Nicole, thank you. We love you. You're great. Blah, blah, blah. I need to see some chats thanking her, y'all. I got the insurance agent on here. This was not easy, okay? This was hard. And I never really say like and subscribe. I don't really care if people subscribe or not because I'm trying to just give people the truth. But I do want you to hit the like button because that algorithm is good. But please, I just want, I'm just grateful that you guys came on and people that made the live and was able to see it and ask you questions directly and kind of get some insight and be able to relax a little bit now. And because they actually talked to a actual insurance person, I think it's a big deal and I'm excited. I'm excited for everybody on the live. I'm excited for you, Nicole, with new business. And I'm definitely excited for me because I don't know where I would have been in the process had you not walked me through it. So I'm gonna always be grateful to you and constantly say your name and drive you crazy.
Thank you. I'm your insurance agent.
Right, she's mine, y'all. I'm just letting y'all borrow her. She is my insurance agent. Best believe that. I always say that as if I could just go in the next office and get her, but that's how I feel because that's how personable she is. So when you guys call her, make sure you are ready to get down to business. Thank you guys. Hannah, they're all saying it. They're all sending the thank yous. That's what I wanted.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. And like I said, honestly, like everybody that has come from this video, you guys are just like awesome group of people, super friendly, super great. And I've also had like people even helping each other out. Like I've had people that have started, you know, one guy couldn't find a truck and I knew somebody in another state that did. And
that's
he was
awesome.
like, hey, he said, hey, have him reach out to me. And I did. I made that contact. And actually, when I made the contact, the guy that was needing the help ended up helping the other guy get like this major like work. So it's just awesome to see like a great community and a great group of people that are like wanting to help each other out and wanting everybody to be successful. Right. So I thank you guys.
I love it, love it, love it. Business is all about relationships and this is like my box truck family. Dimitri is my mentor. He says box truck gang. I mean, yeah, we're a gang too, because I'm part of that, but this is box truck family. A lot of people are discouraged. A lot of people just need that push and that motivation. So I'm just trying to bring that content and bring people on here so they could be like, okay, I can do it. I can get the help. So I don't want anybody to give up on themselves and just believe that they can do it. It just takes time. It takes time and don't skip over the process. A lot of people try to skip the process. You can't do that because you got to sacrifice in order for it to be something great and something good. So just stay focused and you guys can do it. But Nicole, we thank you so much for coming on here. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to catch you after this to get on here again. But we shall try. And,
thank you.
And any new business ventures that you take on, definitely let me know about it so we can present that and let people know. Absolutely.
Absolutely, I will. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend and I look forward to speaking to many of you.
All right, Nicole, thank you, girl. I'm going to click you off here so you can get back to answering all those calls you got.
Okay. I'm about to get.
I'm about to get yelled at. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right, Nicole. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed that content. It took a lot of, not begging, but Nicole, please, 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 you know, because I can't answer all those insurance questions for you guys. And I knew that she could. So I really just wanted to get her on here so you guys can get a better idea. And I really, really hope that helped you guys. And I'm excited. And I just really, I'm just trying to help. I don't even really know what else to say. I'm just trying to help you guys get your businesses together, get your credit together, get your business credit together so you guys can prosper and be successful. That's what I want to do. And I love every single consult that I've had for the box truck. I'm so excited, Hannah. I've had so many people call, and I love every single call. Everybody's different. Everybody's unique. Everybody has different issues or dilemmas, and it's so good just making those connections. So you guys definitely book with me if you're stuck, if you feel like, oh, I can't put the pieces together. What do I do next? Please, the support is here. Reach out to me. Reach out to Demetrius. Reach out to Nicole. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Don't feel weird because you know nothing about the business. It doesn't matter. But we can help you along the way. Help you along the way, guys. So just know that we're definitely here for the support. That's the only reason I'm here, period. I had some people ask some questions about the credit. You guys can, I put it up in the chat. It's nextlevelcreditsolutions.org. I counsel people through their credit, build them up, clean them up. I do a lot of different things. I am Better Business Bureau accredited as well. I do suggest you guys Google me so you can check my reviews out. Check me out on Better Business Bureau. I need you to know who I am before you reach out to me because I am very capable, very capable. So please do your research. You guys can also reach me on Facebook. It's just Fatima Blair. I'm also on Instagram, Fatima_Blair. Usually I post all that in the description. I'll put that in there a little bit later if I forgot about it. But anything for Nicole, her number's in the chat. I put her email on numerous descriptions in my previous videos. If you need it again, I will put that in there. Just let me know, guys. But I have got to sign off. Yes, I do business credit, Patrice. Give me a call. You guys can reach me on my business line Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And I never give this out, but it's 336-365-8021. You can also text that number Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, no weekends. Guys, I am the owner of my credit business, so I do have a team that reaches back out and sets up those consults, or you may get me. It really just depends on the volume and how many calls we get. So if you want to have and my business credit consults, those are free. The credit consults are free. And I also do those via Zoom, and I walk you through that step by step. People that I deal with, we hold hands. We hold people's hands through any process that we're working with them because we want them to have pure understanding. So just know I pour a lot into that because credit is my first love. So I really want to help as many people as I can. And that's going to do nothing but help your business grow as well. So you guys give me a call if you're serious about your credit because I'm really hard on my credit clients. So make sure you're serious. I don't want to waste my time. So make sure you're serious and you're focused and you're ready to listen and kind of take the direction of where we need to go, depending on your profile. So I'm gonna sign off here because my daughter is literally calling me right now already about, let's say it together, the trampoline park that I promised to take her, my son, and a couple of their friends too. So y'all need to pray for me because it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna have to take my earrings off and be bouncing on that trampoline. So I appreciate each and every person that came on here. Listen to Nicole, listen to me. Again, we're here to support you guys. I want you guys to have a great weekend. I may post another video over the weekend. If you guys have any additional questions, you can leave it in the comments and I will try to get back to them and answer those questions as fast as I can. All right, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good weekend.